Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to this part 2 of my Lego Batman, I don't know what you even want to call this video, a showcase, like a detailed review and analysis or critique, whatever you want to call it. I'm basically showing off my Lego Batman sets and giving my personal, humble opinion of them, and my goodness, this has been quite the delayed video, wouldn't you say? Isn't this like 3 years? Yeah, probably about... It has to be 3 years because the first one came out in like January of 2022, so it's almost been 3 years. And I do apologize. I've been really wanting to make this video, but I can't really make a video if I don't have the sets. And you're probably wondering, where the heck did the sets go? And well, in between the first video and now, I sold those sets. And they were quite a pain to get back. Not only were they harder to get, they were more expensive. And what did I spend the first time on these sets? Like $3,000, and some of them were new. Well, all of the sets that I bought again, they were all used except one of them was new. And that was just because I wasn't finding a very good used deal on it, so... And I can't pass up new if it's for a good price. And so, yeah, in this video I'm going to be solely talking about the sets. We're going to start from the smallest... Well, actually, I take that back. We're going to be going in time, chronological order, from the first set to the last set, from 2006 to 2008. These sets really have a special spot in my heart, as I mentioned in my first video. There's just a charm to these sets that have not been, replicated in the modern or, like, recent sets. I don't know, it just doesn't have, like, the heart. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but... in a way, these sets, they are just nostalgic, and they just have this certain appeal to them that the current sets just haven't been able to deliver. So in the first part, I talked about solely the minifigures. So in this video, we're not going to be talking about the minifigures. A minifigure might, peek into the video just to show, I don't know, like a play feature, or, like where the figure sits in the sets or whatnot. But in this video, we are solely talking about the set, so let's start with the very first Batman set released in 2006. So first up, we have the Batman Dragster Catwoman Pursuit set. So this was the smallest set out of the first wave of Batman sets from 2016. Oh goodness, 2006, you guys. And this was kind of a... joke. Well, I mean, it's typical for smaller sets to, be not the best because, they don't have a lot of pieces to work with because the price is so low. But we had a solid start here. You really got this set for the Batman figure and the Catwoman figure. But let's start off with Catwoman's little cat cycle. So here's the cat cycle, and... there's hardly any pieces here. I think it's literally less than 20. We get a nice purple motorcycle. That's a plus. This is probably the first time we ever got this. So you have those cat eyes on there. You got one headlight, and you have these mirrors, which are probably supposed to resemble cat ears. You have her whip, which is just stored at a hollow stud at the top. And you have a little flame that's just spitting out in the back. I kind of like the Nightwing motorcycle better, which you'll see in the Arkham Asylum set because it integrates the flames better. Here it just kind of looks like an afterthought with it being attached by one of those clips. You do get some kickstands, so it doesn't fall over easy, which is nice. So if you want to, actually play with this, you can. And of course, you'd stick Catwoman on the top. The whip was nice. In the newer... on the 2012 version, there's a clip on the side where you could attach the whip, so it wasn't at the top, and this is a pretty big whip. I wonder what she's going to be doing with that on a Friday night. I didn't say that. I'm going to edit that out. But that's just a cat cycle. But here's the main draw to the set, if you can even call it that. It's the Bat Dragster. And when I was little, I was 10 years old, you guys, when I first kind of saw this set. And I thought they were called dragsters because the front literally drags on the ground. Like when I first saw this set, I thought there wasn't a wheel at the front. I thought it literally just scrapes on the table. But there's actually a wheel under there. You can see that wheel at the bottom. And there's like an interesting note. Some of the Batman sets, they have like a alternate piece for this, and I kind of wanted those, but they were like $10 each, and I wasn't paying that. But I guess if you're lucky, the instructions I think has the older style on it. I'll throw up a picture, but you can easily find it. But here's the Bat Dragster. I mean, you know, it rolls around, and it has this cool little wheel at the front, like I said, that you can kind of turn it and have it go in like different directions. It's really hard to do with one hand, but you also have like a Gatling gun at the front, which I don't understand because Batman doesn't use guns. I guess if it's not in his hand, it doesn't count as a gun. But you got some nice gold pieces up front, and this is just one big old piece with the stickers on either side. I think the set only did have 3 stickers, which is kind of cool, but stickers are stickers. On the back, we have 2 flick missiles. Now there is an important note. Before you guys comment down below saying I got the pieces wrong, I am well aware that this is a flick missile. I only changed them out because it was originally this axle piece, which when you would put the missiles in, they would just slide out, and it would really be annoying. So when I did this video, I replaced the pieces so I didn't have to worry about them falling out. But if you were to get this set, they would have those pieces and they would just slide out of the slot here. So I replaced them, but that's where the flick missiles were. And I actually do really like this windshield piece here, which would move up and down on a hinge. And there's no controls for Batman, and he has like that dark red 2x2 tile to sit on. I'd get a Batman figure, but I only have one hand to work with, but he would just sit in there and just pray that he doesn't crash in anything because he does have a steering wheel. But here's like one of the biggest issues with these sets. They weren't the sturdiest, so sometimes you'd be trying to take this off and that would happen. It's not the biggest deal, but it is a bit kind of annoying, but you just kind of have to hold the back while you pull up on the windscreen. And I think this windscreen also comes in the Bat like sled or the Bat ski or whatever you want to call it that comes in the Bat cave. You also have a nice wing in the back, which are pretty common for the Batman sets. Speaking of stuff in the back, you also get 2 more flame pieces. It kind of doesn't look the best from the back, but it's mainly, I guess the only good pose you could really get it is like this. The more I look at this vehicle, the worse it looks, but hey, you know, it's fast and it gets Batman to where he needs to be. But other than that, this set was pretty forgettable, but I mean, I'm not the target audience for the set. This is like for 7-year-olds. But I can see how a 7-year-old would really like to, you know, play with this on like the kitchen table or carpet. I don't really think it would go that well on carpet because this wheel is really close to the ground, but that is it for the Batman Dragster. Let's get into the next set, which is the Batboat, The Hunt for Killer Croc. So here is the Batboat, The Hunt for Killer Croc. This set originally retailed for $20 back in the day. The Catwoman set I want to say retailed for $10 because that just makes sense, but sometimes Lego had weird prices. For all I know, it could have been like $8 or whatever. But that Catwoman set, I can see it go for like $50 used. Now sealed, I've seen it literally for like 170. You could find it for better, who knows, but here we're talking about the Batboat. Yeah, this originally retailed for $20. Used, I seen it around like 100, and then new, I seen it for like 200, 250. But let's get this Killer Croc's jet ski out of the way. This is pretty cool, actually. It's interesting. It looks kind of weird from the side. It looks mostly good from this angle. We did get some printed pieces here, and they did a fantastic job with this. This is a print. It's on the front. These are 2 pieces, by the way, but they're like mirrored, so it's supposed to be obviously the mouth for Killer Croc. I'm kind of confused why they made Killer Croc a green character, but we're not really going to get into the figures. I kind of wish it was the same color scheme. It would kind of match his animated series look. But back when I was talking about the Dragster, I talked about the flick missiles. Here's another case. They looked like this. They had this little piece on it, and they had the cone piece on the end, but you would just slide them in and you could just flick them. I think it'd be harder to flick them with the actual missile pieces here because it's on one of those little the blue Technic pin axle pieces, you know what I'm saying? So you just go to flick it and it would just, I don't know, probably wouldn't want to. But it's a pretty nice vehicle. There is a axle sticking out the back. That's for a play feature I'll get into. Nice little propeller on the back. It looks pretty good. I really like the printed pieces. Otherwise, if it wasn't printed, I think this would just be a dud. But you can adjust this up and down. I don't know if you would want to. Maybe if you wanted Killer Croc standing or sitting, but you also have the handlebars here. But let's get into the meat of the set, which is really the Batboat now. This is fantastic. There's nothing really here that really sticks out as far as colors. I mean, these sets were really good with the color schemes for the most part. There's some gray that might stick out, but mostly what we got here was mostly black vehicles or very, very dark gray. I'm going to get this feature out of the way. There is a little boat in the back, which I've loosely attached because I'm working with one hand here. And what you could do is have an escape boat for Batman. There's like a little cartoon on YouTube you can find that he uses this as like a decoy so he could escape the Penguin. And you could pull this out and you just have like a plain sticker in the front. That actually, I got this used and they actually did a good job with the stickers. I'm very thankful for that. Speaking of colors, I guess the green does kind of stick out, but it's not like a red or anything bright. And even though this is a tiny build, it's pretty good, even though there's no controls. But you could use this on its own to chase Killer Croc, or the box suggested what you could do is take Killer Croc's jet ski and like tow it away, I guess. I don't know why you would want to do that. I guess if you already have him, like, I don't know, arrested or whatnot, I guess you could just tow his boat away. I didn't know Batman was a traffic cop or a, what are they called, like, boat patrol? I don't know, Coast Guard, whatever you want to say. But you'll notice these things turn in the back really easily. That's a feature where you could adjust them. So like, let's say the boat is turning right or left, you know, you could rotate those. And they have it so the ears on the, I call them ears, but they're really wings. They have this little pin there in that little piece. So when you move it up, it doesn't go farther than this. I think that small detail is really nice. And I really like the turbines on here. Really nice vehicle. And let's talk about this cockpit here. I've loosely removed it, and here's the actual bat ears right there. You can fit Batman in here. He actually has a spot in there with some controls. That's nice. That's a printed piece as well. Minimal stickers here. I think those really add to the set. And there's also a sticker on front of this. It doesn't really look as yellow because it's like, I don't know, I think they were clearback stickers kind of, so that's nice. But it's not as yellow as I would like, but it's kind of good because it doesn't scream yellow, like just bright out in your face. So you can put Batman in there. These are kind of hard to remove. You can actually kind of get underneath there. It's not airtight, so unlike that Space Police set, it was like Hyperspeed Pursuit, where like the cockpit was just airtight and it was really hard to get into it. These could be lights or cannons. I actually think these are cannons. This is an interesting fact. There are these rubber pieces down here that are actually slid on. You can kind of, I don't know, it's kind of hard, but see that gray piece there? There's like these little grooves where you can slide this rubber piece through. I'd like to remove it to show you. I don't know if I can. Oh, I'm kind of getting it. Okay, so there's like a little groove there where you can slide this. So I think that's actually pretty neat. I've never seen those pieces before in my life, so seeing them here is actually pretty cool. Because when I was little, I used to think this boat was just like one big piece, but it's you actually build it, which is what Lego is for. So that is the Batboat, and you also get some rear. I thought I saw some red lights back here. Yeah, you have some red lights there. The only complaint I have are probably these open studs here. But if you had your own pieces, you could really, you know, add some more. And I kind of wish these weren't as, like, I don't know, loose. That's just me nitpicking. I really think this is a great vehicle, and it looks even better when you have that boat in the back to fill up the empty space. So overall, I really like the Batboat. So let's go on to probably one of my favorite Batman sets. It is Two-Face Chase. Or more specifically, the Batmobile Two-Face Escape or Two-Face Chase. So let's get into our third set. This is the Batmobile Two-Face's Escape. And the premise of the set is that Two-Face is escaping from a bank and Batman needs to stop him. I don't know why there's no money in this set or like coins or whatever, but it's okay. Before we get into this, before I forget, I failed to mention that most of the Batman sets come with these accessory packets. I think I have a picture of what one looks like sealed up, but basically here's a collection of them. There's also a gun, but that doesn't come in the pack. You get 3 of these wingdings, or that's what I call them, but I think Bricklink actually has them bat wings. And at first I didn't know what these were for, but I think it's supposed to like symbolize when Batman throws a batarang, it kind of goes like in like a circle motion when he throws it. You also get 2 batarangs, which Batman can actually hold. You get a Tommy gun. You get, hold on here. You get a pair of handcuffs, which I've never seen these types other than in these Batman sets. And lastly, you get just a regular, you know, like a automatic, I don't know my guns, but it has like a short barrel at the end, which these things are kind of expensive if you get like a lot of them, but those all come in like the larger or medium sets. They wouldn't really give those away in like the Catwoman $10 sets. I think like $20 and up they would do it, but they didn't do it in like the Batman or Robin Scuba Jet in 2008. But that was a Robin set. That was the only set Robin doesn't come in. But enough with minifigures. Let's get into this actual set. So one last thing for accessories. You also get Two-Face's coin, which I just had this lying around, but I guess the set does technically come with money. You get this little roadblock, or what is it called? It's like a spike strip that you like cops will just like throw out and it would like pop your tires. So that was cool. I don't know if Batman like tows it and I don't know what he does with it, but the player or like the person building the set, you can do whatever they want. You also get a little bit of scenery here, if you can even call it this. It has a little lever gate you can raise, and Batman's, I don't think the Batmobile can actually go through this. Is it too wide? I actually don't know. We're gonna find out together. I think it can actually go through, but the wings on the Batmobile won't actually like go through it. But it's mostly for Two-Face's van because it's 6 studs wide just about, but it can go through it if you want. There's also a stop sign on there, and there's like a street lamp here. When I got this set, it actually came with an incorrect piece, so I had to buy it, and I had to make sure it was the old version, because I'm all about that consistency. There's actually a sticker, which when I had this set, that was really hard to put on. But shout out to Steven, who sold this to me. He did a great job. So let's get into, we always get into the villain vehicle first. So let's get into Two-Face's armored truck. I really love Two-Face. But this truck, along with lots of Two-Face's sets, is always a missed opportunity or just a lazy job. I love this vehicle for nostalgic purposes, but it has its faults. Now, I'm going to sound like I'm really attacking these sets, but this is out of love. This is not out of spite. I love this set. It is just out of love. So let's get on to what I don't like. I don't like how I know it's really hard to do a Two-Face set because pieces, they don't dual mold a lot of pieces. They never did this back in the day. They don't have what we have now. So when we have a roof here that's supposed to be white and gray, they can't mold this whole area white. So they tried their hardest, and that's what I appreciate. It looks better from the gray side because they mainly use gray pieces. Like, they use gray over here, and it doesn't look as good as if they used white. When I made my custom Two-Face truck when I was little, I used black on this side and white on the other. I don't know why I did that. But the stickers here are nice. It says GC Bank, Gotham City Bank, and it has one of the coins scratched out. Same with the top here. I love how it has the classic smile. Now, I don't really know what kind of armored truck would put this on the top of their vehicle. This makes sense. This makes sense. It's just that on there. I like the I don't know if I was saying what I liked or what I didn't like first, but I'm actually going to do like. I do like how they do like the insignia for Two-Face. I do like how we have these little guns that fold down. Now, on the front of the packaging, it makes it look like these are supposed to be this color, the trans neon yellow. And I was like, did I get a wrong piece? But in the set, you actually get the yellow. I do like the fold down guns. I really think that's cool. He did a really good job on the stickers on the front, so shout out to him. I'm doing what I like and what I don't like. I'm trying to be consistent, but I'm not doing a very good job. There's a whole play feature where there's a missile in Batman's Batmobile where he shoots this and he goes flying. I like that. The top, it's a little, I don't know, it kind of looks incomplete. But let's just get into what I don't like. I don't really like these little 1x1 bricks with this little handlebar on the side. It kind of looks out of place. I'd prefer if it was just like a white brick. I kind of wish they didn't have this on the back and had like a door that's like white and gray, kind of like how in the cartoon it did. It'd be kind of cool if the wheels are also different colors, but inside you get a steering wheel. It's kind of hard to put the figure in there. You kind of have to take like the whole thing apart. But the thing, it's just not really consistent. Because you have this gray thing on the top. I do like how they did have the white here. They did the best that they could, but it has its charm. Like, it's ugly, but it has the charm, and I like it. I kind of wish there were side mirrors, but it's okay. But the play feature, it's going to be hard to do because I don't actually have the figures. But you shoot the missile on Batman's Batmobile, and you see how that went up. And I think they were trying to give it a look like, you know how like Armored Vehicles has like a vault kind of look? I don't know if that's what they're going for. But let's get to the Batmobile. I do not think LEGO has ever done a better Batmobile than this. Changed my mind. What I like about this, I like how they have these tubes. It's just super sleek. They integrate this missile on the front because they have this black missile launcher instead of like a gray one that they normally use. This missile, I like how it's the older design compared to the newer one. I think that just also makes it blend in more. This is another example of like those old, there's like an alternate piece that I mentioned in the Catwoman set. I like how nothing really is out there that doesn't look good. I like the flames in the back. It looks really good. You can take those off if you don't like them. They have like the red tail lights on the back. The wings here look really good. There's even a spot to store those accessories that I mentioned earlier on. If I can get this open. It's more like a trunk. You can put his accessories back there. It's just really nice. And also, this is kind of difficult to get into. It's kind of airtight, but it's on a hinge. So when you open it up, you're not actually just taking the piece off. It's on hinges there. See those right there? He has a steering wheel, some controls on the side. That's nice. And he has a printed monitor. Now, a lot of these Batman sets, they make it so when you put a figure in, the cape gets crushed. So that's why here's like I'll actually bring in a minifigure. I replaced the capes with the spongy material. So when you're putting them in there, you're not ruining the capes. So that's just one suggestion I have for those who have the older sets but just don't want to ruin the capes and just don't want to take them off. A little bit of gold at the top. The thing I don't like, that the gray, I think it would have been better in black, but it's just so minimal. And also, these are stickers. I don't like when those types of details are stickers. It just, I don't know, it's just a little lazy. Like, they could have had, like, yellow at the bottom or, like, those trans clear plates. And there's just really nothing bad I have to say about this. I just think this is overall a fantastic vehicle. So let's get into our next set, which is the Batwing, the Joker's Aerial Assault. Alright, so the Batwing, the Joker's aerial assault, as you can see, I'm slowly starting to run out of room when I get to these bigger sets, but I'll cover everything, I promise ya. So, as an accessory, we get a Bang Gun, a Joker card, which is only in this set, which honestly is very cool. I'm trying to get like a close-up of that. Looks very well done and very sinister. And you also get those Batman accessories I mentioned. Let's get into the villain vehicle, which is very strong. I haven't seen a helicopter this nice in a while. It does have its faults, but look, it has its charm, as I've said. I like the little skis at the bottom. I don't know what they're supposed to be called, but instead of using that like pre-made piece, they build it, and it honestly looks great. They have a pre-built rotor, which I've never seen this piece. But I do like the purple at the ends. We have the J sticker, which if I remember correctly in the 2012 set, it's actually on a clear back sticker instead of like a white background. So that sticker is a pain in the butt to put on. But there's also some Joker stickers on the side and some more texture there. We have this nice ladder that's always in the way, and it's actually part of a play feature where you shoot a missile from the Batwing and it's supposed to hit this and it causes Joker on the ladder to fall. Because normally this piece isn't here, but I added it there so it doesn't keep falling out. And the 2012 one is like half this length, and I don't really consider it a ladder. So when you actually lift it up, it's actually pretty darn big. Or long. In the cockpit, which is not airtight, which is okay. It's not really safe, but you can lift this up and you can put two figures there, which is nice. You could put Joker and his henchman in there. You can close that up, and for other features, we have these really cool guns, and I'm sorry for the squeaky noises. I'm trying to not get my hand in view, but I think this is the best I can do. You pull this flap down, and you turn these around, and they become missiles. And the same can be done from the other side. You can turn this little piece here, and then you get guns. I don't know if it's really beneficial if he's shooting at his own ladder, but whatever, I digress. You can also turn him around to have him, because he's probably going to be chased by Batman, so I like how they come out. I just think that's ingenious. And the way they're stored is just really nice, too, because you can see him, the other one on the other side, as it's turned down. And there's another play feature here where we have this little cone or pin in the back. And when you pull that out, which I can't do because I only have one hand, but actually I can do it. And you can watch at the bottom that there's going to be these little, there they are. They have these little Joker bombs, laughing gas bombs, and you get two of them. You also get one in the Batcave, but these are really cool. They're really nice. And you can just toss those in the back, and you're supposed to be dropping laughing gas on the city below. I really like this helicopter, and I really, the only bad thing is probably the airtight cockpit, but other than that, that is just a great vehicle. And speaking of great vehicles, we get another one. This Batwing, I kid you not, this is probably one of the best, this is the best Batwing that I have ever seen. There are a few quarrels, as everything really does, but I don't really like these holes here. I know they have to have these little clicky joints on the sides, but if you don't look at it from that angle, like if you look at it like this, it's not an issue. You also get a stand. Lego today would never do that, especially at a $50 price point. But this is actually really helpful as it lets me go over everything. The stickers are minimal. I think there's 3 on here. The 2 Batman logos and the 1 there. This can fold down, obviously. But let's look at the underside, which is where you would hold it. You can see that there's little guns on the sides. So what you can do is lift the wings up, which I'm just going to take it off the stand. So here it is, and it's really easy. It's really swooshable. I really like that about these sets. So we're going to take it off, and here it is here. Very nice. Another thing I don't like is how some of these bricks aren't really It it could require like a tile here because it's literally just putting bricks. It's just kind of exposed, and I don't really like the hole there, but I overlook it. It's not a huge deal. So as I was talking about these wings, you can lift these up on each side, and you can push on this little ball here, or little pin here, and you can push these out and you can actually get missiles. They don't fire. There is a firing missile, but these are just like, guns. I like that they're red. I really like that. One of these honestly is really loose and it comes out. Otherwise, this one's actually pretty, like, it sticks. So, because I'll show you. I'll be flying this around and you'll see that one's coming out. That's not like a issue. I think it just doesn't have enough clutch power. Get the reference. These flaps can also be lifted if you want to, like, I don't know if it makes it go faster or whatnot. So the cockpit here, it's on a hinge, which is nice, and you have plenty of room to put Batman in here. You can put him on those studs there, and there's also a little spot where you can put some of his gadgets. The issue, I don't really put them in because when it's on its stand and I want to open the cockpit, they just fall out. So here's the missile on the back. It's actually hidden pretty well. You push down on here, and if you push down far enough, this missile will literally launch across the room. So why don't we do that? There it is. I will never see that again. It's really hard to hit the spotlight, but if you manage to do it, kudos for you, because honestly, I don't have that good target practice. You also get some rear lights on the back. There's also a hair. I don't know what that one's doing there. Oh, that's like really in there. That's a long hair. You guys didn't see that, but I pulled it out. But this bat wing is honestly so good. Like, look at my hand. Let's bring in a figure and I'll show you how big this is. So here's a figure compared to this. It is enormous. It might be a little too big, but go big or go home with these sets. And here's putting on the stand. Those little tail lights are what really helps hold it in. So there it is on the stand. And yeah, let's go into our next set, which is the Batcave, the Penguin, and Mr. Freeze's Invasion. Moving on to the Batcave, the Penguin, and Mr. Freeze's Invasion. And let me take care of this crooked bat before we get into this. There's a lot to cover. So let's start with the vehicles. So let's start off with this bat sled. I don't know what the proper term is. I guess I could look up the description in the set. We have some Gatling guns that was reused from the Bat Dragster. I like the shape of this. I really like those little slopes or like arch pieces they use. I also like this in the front more than, I don't know why. I'm gonna guess it's a missile or like a I don't know, laser, who knows. They do have these nice little sleds at the bottom, so it really, I don't want to like make like chalkboard, like nails on a chalkboard noises, but when it's on carpet, it actually kind of glides on it. And here's that piece that was used from the Bat Dragster. He does have some controls. He does have a steering wheel, so we'll see what happens with that. I kind of don't like those exposed studs there, but I don't really notice them because this thing's so big, you don't really notice. Has those little rear lights in the back. They tell you to apply these stickers the like 180 with like the head facing this way, but that's actually incorrect, and I'm really glad Steven put these stickers on correctly. I do like the ears on the back. I don't really know how far down you're really supposed to put them, but I think that's safe like that. You also have a whole lot of flames coming out the back. This whole area is kind of recycled from the Batmobile, so they kind of use some ideas. It's not like lazy, but I think this is a pretty decent vehicle, especially with a Mr. Freeze set. So speaking of Mr. Freeze, he doesn't get a vehicle, but he does get this block of ice, which you can put a figure in. We have Penguin Submarine. Now, this is his first submarine. He gets one later in the 2008 sets, but this is a smaller one. You have the periscope here that can be moved up and down. It's smaller, it's compact, but it's nice. He has some lasers in the front. He has the flippers. And then in the back you kind of have some flippers, which also act as like, I don't know, like steering thingies. And you also have a propeller in the back. It's U98. The other one's U99. And these little flaps fold down so you can put Penguin inside. And yes, he does fit inside. You have some controls there, and there's like the periscope. Or you can also put them on the top. Really nice submarine. And you have Robin's scuba jet, or, jet ski, I'm sorry. It's a nice vehicle. It's not much, but it's honest work. Has those little ski, or like little, I kind of call them teeth pieces, but I don't know if I'm missing pieces on the back. It looks a little unfinished there, but maybe there's supposed to be like some red cheese slopes. I don't know, but I think it's correct. All he has for controls is a little joystick, and he has this big old gun on the top. Alright, so let's get into the Batcave itself. Now, this is the best Batcave, sorry. The Batcave Shadow Box could have been like this, but it decided not to. This bat whole screen here is just amazing. So here we have the turntable. You can put any Batman vehicle you want, and you can turn this little wheel and it turns. It takes 3 years to get around, just like how Pluto takes a long time to orbit the sun, but I don't know what that analogy was. Ignore that. You can put a vehicle here, and it has like a little ramp here. Most vehicles fit on it. Some don't. Some fit better than others, but it's honestly really nice because you can fit any Batman vehicle on here. I think the Tumbler, well, I don't know. If I have time, I'll do a video of me putting every vehicle on here. Like literally, I'll be like, yep, here you go, turn around. But I do like the little lights here. It's really nice. And if you also have the Batwing from earlier, you could probably put it like here to, I don't know. Or you could, oh, that's a cool idea. Like you could put the Batboat here where the dock is, and then you could put the Batwing. I think it'd be a nice idea. Sorry about that, guys. I literally just dropped my phone and it quit recording, but I was able to move some stuff so I can give you a better look. Here we have some tools. I just really like the little just details. Just the tiniest things are just really just so... It just gives so much life to the set. Like, even these, like, little lights here, they could have just made, like, a little platform, but they didn't. I love the stairs going up to the Bat computer. We have a Joker bomb that's probably frozen. We have a little crystal there. We have a dinosaur. We have Joker's fingerprints, which if you can see that, it actually says Joker at the bottom left. They're minifigures. They don't actually have fingers, but I think that's funny. We have these chairs that have bats on them, which I think is actually really cool. You can turn them, and they have these little computer screens. They actually use, if you know the Pet Shop modular, they have those like windows they use at the top for a skylight, and they have a sticker on it right there. I think that's pretty cool. And you also, those are prints on top of those 2x2 gray pieces right there. This Bat computer is amazing. It's simple, but it works. So we have a little slope. They use a little slope piece, if that helps. Has Alias, Two-Face, Harvey Dent, base unknown, Two-Face coin, Gotham City with Commissioner Gordon on there, a Joker bomb, a Joker card, an alarm, a panel with the Joker on it. Just really cool. I really like this. There's also a table in the middle that has a phone and has a serving tray for Alfred. And behind it, there's actually, I think it's supposed to be like an alarm. You can lift this up, and it has a space to store the Batman gadgets, which just that is just really cool to have. There's also a sword that I think Ra's al Ghul gave Batman, or he took it, and I like the little railing here. Just this whole area, there's a lot of space, and I just really like it. So moving over to the right, we have a little walkway here with a bat on the bottom. We have a weight bench for Bruce Wayne or Batman, whatever you want to use. And speaking of Bruce Wayne, here's a little transformation chamber. You put a figure here, and you put Batman on the other side. Well, when I say figure, I mean Bruce Wayne. You put Bruce Wayne here, and you can turn it around and have Batman on the other side, and vice versa. It's simple, but it works. And the little chains here, I don't know how I feel about them. I feel like they're a little out of place, but I think it still looks nice. And I like the lights. There's also below this, it's supposed to be like a sewer. As you can see, there's like a little sewer drain on the other side with these nice little torches here. And there's a little bar here that you can remove. And if you want to get access, you can flip that up. And above, there's a trap door. So, like I said, this is an invasion. Mr. Freeze and Penguin are invading. And let's say one of them is unfortunate enough to stand on that 2x2 gray tile. And they could fall right down there. I don't know what much that'll do because I know where the Batcave is and his identity, but let's just say it's for kids. Just don't look too deep into it. And here we have a little dock with a rat. We have an octane little fuel thing. And here is a little rope that you can connect to make a little zip line. I bundled it up just so it wasn't in the way. But they actually have, I think, isn't the zip line piece in here? Oh, there it is. It's right there. And what just fell? Oh, a bat just fell off. Let me fix that real quick. We have a little ladder going up here, which goes to the weapon tower. We have more of those torches. And here we have a little station where you can put a figure right there. And you can also turn this gear around to adjust this. And that dish is printed. It actually also appears in that big Batmobile, which I mentioned I'm not having in this review because I didn't want it because it didn't have minifigures. There is a little net shooter, which that's actually pretty darn good. It actually came out. Nets were kind of rare back then, but glad to see those. And here we have one of those big missiles that I'll never see again. Just kidding. But yeah, that is it for this Batcave. This is literally, I just think this is just a lot, and I think it's, I don't know, there's just a charm to this. It's gothic, it's dark. It'd be nice if, I've always wanted to just get some more of these big ugly rock pieces and just make a big old Batcave, but let's move on to the last 2006 set, which is Arkham Asylum. So our last 2006 set is the Arkham Asylum set, and there's quite a lot of parts to this. There's like 8 things to look at. So let's take it as it goes. Let's take it each part at a time. Let's start at I was about to say New Wing. I'm sorry. Nightwing's motorcycle. This, I think, is a better version of the Catwoman Catcycle. While they still put the accessories on the hollow studs at the top, the flames look a lot better, and they even have like these 1x3 little slope pieces they had on the sides. I like the little lights on the front. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a laser or like a little guns at the top. I think maybe, who knows. There's Nightwing's logo there. Really well done with that one. Even though it's small, it still works. Here we have the Arkham Asylum ambulance patient transport here. This vehicle is a little interesting. I really like it. I like how the ambulance is backwards, because if you were looking at this through your rear view mirrors, it will appear as ambulance. It's a good vehicle. It gets its job done. It's just a little weird to me. I don't really like... I like the gray here, but the gray here just feels weird because there's like nothing here, unless that's supposed to be like a step to get into the van. The front is plain. That's fine with me. I don't really like using all these at the top. Here I am just dissing this set. I don't like the use of that Technic brick on the back because that hole's kind of not the best. The doors on the back open like they should, and they reveal the stretcher. Instead, you get a great view of my fingers. If I could pull this out, that'd be great. Here's a little stretcher where you can put a minifigure. You can pull these up and then put the figure in and then put it down so they can't escape. Pretty nice. I like that. They also, at this time, Lego would put stickers over 2 pieces. So we have these are these 1x8s? I think they are. The sticker goes over those pieces. You can see like the little line where the bricks separate. Not a fan of that, but you can also take the top off like you would expect. And here's the inside. Nothing huge. Also notice that those glass pieces are a lot bigger than they are now. At least there's actually a chair in there. Pretty decent vehicle. It's not like the best, but you know, it gets the job done. So here we are with the building. Oh, I take that. Well, I'll get to that later because I don't feel like taking that off. Here's the first tower we have, and there's a little spotlight here. There's some railings. There's these little support beams that actually look really well done. We have another ladder here. We have a musket rifle up there. Another clip to store another weapon, and you can put a figure up here. There's not much going on here, but it's nice. Here we have the front gate, and I really like these little clips they put at the top to make it look like barbed wire or, you know, just more rugged. We have a front gate here that opens. These are actually connected on these little 1x2 plates with little horizontal. There's like a little, there's a term for it. It's like a, I don't know. It has like a little, okay, whatever. Anyway, these things aren't, what I was trying to say is normally these gates are hooked onto like actual clips, but they're actually held on by these things you attach on here, like on the front of the gate piece, and you watch. Okay, I did get it back on. I do like the foliage here on either side, and I really like the security camera added here. There's a little more of these little clips at the top. Another sticker was put over 2 pieces, and the van just barely fits through this. I'm not going to show it, but just know that it barely fits through, and there's really nothing on the other side. So let's get to the actual building, shall we? Let's get on to the smaller of the 3 buildings. Here we have, you know, there's not really much going on here. This is a print, by the way. I like the little windows here. There's a satellite dish and a bat up there. I don't know if it's supposed to be a gargoyle. It probably is. Here's some weapons up here, and here is one of the first of the cages here, and this is the Riddler's cage. You can pop off this little lock, which is actually another printed piece that I would love to get off. I'm going to put that here so I don't lose it. And once that's opened, you can actually open that, and there's not much in there besides, you know, I wonder whose cage this is. It's obviously the Joker's. That's the Riddler's cage. Pretty well done. Not much here, but I do like how maybe you can even slide them out there. It's not really well sanctioned off, but that's just being nitpicky. Here we have, what do you think this cell belongs to? Can't be the Scarecrow. But anyway, you can push on the Scarecrow, and that whole wall just pops out, and you have some hay in there. You have a scythe for Scarecrow, and there's another window for him. Down here we have Poison Ivy cell, which has another one of those locks you can take off, which gives you access to this. And there's some plants in there. Lots of room. If you bought multiple of the sets, you could probably not apply the stickers, and then maybe you can make this Killer Croc cell or something. But let's put this back up here, and this you know, the door actually opens to this cell if you want to actually use it as a door. And there's another rat. There's not much up there, but I do like the Scarecrow. I think that's a nice addition. Sorry, my English is broken so far in this video. Here's Batman's vehicle he uses. It's like a glider. You can put the figure there, attach it to, like, you can put his hands here, and it's kind of a weird vehicle. It's just a glider, and it has his logo on the back. I think that's actually gold, not yellow, for the Batman symbol. But you can adjust the wings as you like, and there's like bat ears up there. But here's the third and final building. It's the biggest one, and as you can see here, we have these little things protruding on the sides. They actually involve play features. So the front, we have a maximum security. This is an actual just door here. It's not on one of those little doors we see, you know, where it has like the door frame and you just attach the door. And we see there's some bars here. So that little thing on the side here, you can pull that out so they can actually enter the building. The building doesn't look the best with the poles or like these little levers on the sides, but you can obviously just fix that if you don't want to. Also, we have some pretty cool lights added here. They use a cup or like a goblet piece, and you just turn it upside down and attach it that way. There's some more windows here, and on the front we actually have a feature where you can pull this up, and there's actually a rope so someone can either enter or, you know, break out. got more of those printed pieces here, and you have some nice stuff at the top. Here's the side. It doesn't really look that good from the side at all now that I actually see this. And on the back we have a little chair here. We have a little phone, computer, and we have this where we have that little slider there. Up here we have cells for Joker, Two-Face, and Penguin. I wish they had additional stickers so you could kind of like change them if you had multiple sets, but the bar here you push and all of them open at the same time. This is really satisfying. I wish you guys could do this. And there's also a glass of water. That's all they have in there. But the stickers go over those little 1x2 with like the axle hole. Not really a favorite of mine, but it is what it is. And up here we have a literal torture chamber, you guys. I'm not making this up. There's an axe, a chainsaw, a whip, some potions. I don't know, a decapitated head that's been there for years. Or maybe he's just reciting some Shakespeare, if you get that reference. There's a light there, which is kind of cool. I don't know, there's probably like some shock therapy going on up here. I don't know, but this is actually pretty traumatizing for a kid set. I have to give Lego credit for having the balls to do this. Like, there's a whip here. Like, this is just absolutely crazy. I guess these guys did like cause lots of damage and murders, but these guys are just getting tortured. So anyway, that is Arkham Asylum. Let's move on to the 2007 sets. Moving on to the 2007 sets, there's actually two 2007 sets in this wave, and these sets were very hard to find. These sets were on shelves for I think only 5 months. So I guess you could say they were limited edition, but I don't think they said limited edition on the boxes like they probably would nowadays or they used to. But the first set we have is the Batcopter, the Chase for Scarecrow. And this is a pretty neat set. As our accessories go, we got that little pack that comes with the Tommy gun and the regular gun and the batarangs and all that fun stuff, which you'll actually see some of those in the set. So we get an extra Scarecrow gas or fear gas. And if you didn't know this, the mouth on these pumpkins is actually the Batman signal. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that, but I thought that's pretty hilarious. We also have a scythe for Scarecrow. Let's start about the villain vehicle first. So here we have Scarecrow's biplane, and this biplane is actually pretty cool. I actually never noticed this, but my set, that's actually cracked, so I'm gonna have to go and fix that. I didn't know that piece could break like that, but that's an interesting one. Speaking of breaking pieces, we do have some brown pieces here, which aren't really the best, because if you want to take it apart, good luck putting it together. So we have some fear toxins down here, and I really like that detail there on either side. Our play feature in the set is this little bomb that you can, if I can do this with one hand, you basically just push it and shove it down, and you can just drop it. I don't know where that went. There it went. And you get 2 of those, so you can do that twice. Here's the cockpit. You can put Scarecrow there, and he has some controls. There's the guns. I do like that sticker in the back, very nice. And just this overall biplane, it's really simple, but it's just really well done, and you have all those guns in the front. So the real attraction to the set is the Batcopter, and this is kind of interesting. It's on wheels, and it's kind of slanted. I don't really like the wheels when it's flying, but we do have some flick missiles here, which would have been those axle pieces, but I changed them out because they would literally be falling out right now. We have a nice cannon in the front. We have the Batman symbol there. And I actually put Batman in here before I shot this. So you can open this, and here you can see how bad your cape would be mangled if you decided to put Batman, you know, in the actual cockpit. Speaking of cockpits, there's the inside. It's blue, and there's no stud, so he can just slide out easily. We have some printed pieces in the cockpit. And we have some fuel. Those are stickers. I like the red and green alternating slopes there. The wheels, I said, there's some on the back. There's a sticker. There's another wing on the back. I think looks pretty good. And we have a giant cannon, which they updated the piece. Instead of it being like that big tipped one, like round, this one is actually what we would get currently. And of course, yes, it does shoot out. On the other side, you get the flick missiles like I talked about. I like the cockpit piece. It's really nice. The rotors aren't anything special, you know, they just turn. And the one thing that bugs me is this piece here kind of falls off a lot. But I do like the little exhaust here. The only complaint is just the gray, and I don't really like the wheels. But overall, this is a pretty solid Batman vehicle. And with that, let's get on to the other 2007 set, the Bat Tank. Moving on to our next set, we have the Bat Tank, Riddler and Bane's hideout. Now, this was the second 2007 set from the Batman wave. And this set was also on shelves for, I think, just 5 months, which is just crazy. And this set is very hard to find. And especially for a good price, too. When I first bought this, I bought it sealed. I don't know how much I paid for it, but the second time I got this, it was like $400 used. It didn't come with the box, but I had to get a new replacement sticker sheet because the person I bought off of Bricklink did a terrible job, and I hope they get constipated because of what they did to me. So let's just get onto this set. Now, I'll get into this when I get to it, but I have a bias and really love-hate relationship with this set. So we get Bane's bike. Now, I think this is the first and only set you got this like motorcycle piece in like dark green. I could be wrong. And yes, there would be those axle pieces we talked about, but they'd be falling out because you'd be pushing this motorbike and they'd be falling out. I do like this cannon on the side, though. I think that's pretty cool. Instead of a sidecar, I think it's a pretty cool vehicle for Bane. And there's a sticker. I think that's the same exact sticker sheet from the Batmobile. We get some accessories here. We get a danger canister. I think this could be Bane's Venom, but this sticker would always peel off, so I put some transparent tape on it so it wouldn't peel off, and you can't really tell, but it was kind of a pain. Here is a bundle of dynamite and one of those plungers, because this was before we got the actual dynamite pieces. And we actually have some money tiles, which are pretty cool. So let's take a look at this hideout. And I say that with those air quotes because this is a hideout, apparently. It's a gate. It's a gate, you guys. This reminds me of the Agents Turbo Car Chase gate, that was a better build for this because it had that sound brick. But in the preliminary pictures for the set, there's actually an actual base. So it wasn't just like a gate. But let's talk about it. So we have two signs that says stay out and no bats on it. There's a pretty cool wanted poster of Bane. I don't know why this would be on the outside of his hideout, but I digress. There's a cool Gatling gun up here that never wants to stay up, but actually it's doing better. So there's a cool Gatling gun. There's a spotlight which uses like a weird neon light. I wish there was just like a yellow one, but it's okay. And they have like these red lights here. And the only thing holding this whole assembly here is this chain that's actually in dark. It's like a reddish brown. So I don't know how rare that is, but it's the first time I've ever seen one. And of course you'd have the Bat Tank, go through it. But that's not the draw of this set. The draw of the set is this beautiful vehicle known as the Bat Tank. I don't know what it is about this, but I absolutely adore this vehicle. I like this almost just as much as the Batmobile and Tumbler. Like, I feel like this is something that Batman would totally just take out. It might not be the fastest vehicle, but it just looks so intimidating. I love pushing this with those treads, and yes, you get the individual treads that you have to put together. I just absolutely love this. Here's the sides here. Got some stickers. I like this front here. It's very smooth, and I like how it's kind of tilted down. You have some lights or lasers on the top. Here's the cockpit up here. I did put Batman in here, and you can take this off. And there's Batman in there. He has controls. Don't know how he's going to reach that, but... Oh, he also has some joysticks, so... There you go. That's some pretty decent controls. So putting that back on. We also have some flick missiles, which would be the axles. We've already discussed this. And there's a feature similar to the Batwing where you can push this down and you get the new missile. There that goes. I did not see where that landed. And it's kind of weird because they have it so you can take apart this assembly in the back and have it like its own little standalone thing, which is kind of weird. I don't know if that was intentional, but I find that noteworthy. You have more of these bat little wings on the sides. And just overall, just a great vehicle. It's a real shame this set is so hard to get because this is honestly, I think, one of the stronger Batman vehicles as far as builds go. And I just think this is just an overall good set. Like, this side build's a throwaway, but this is perfect, and you also got this amazing Batman figure. So let's move on to the 2008 sets, the final wave for LEGO Batman. So starting off with our last wave of Batman sets, we have the Batman's Buggy, The Escape of Mr. Freeze. And here we are with the tiny sets again. Not very strong. This is probably even a worse, even a lower quality build than the Catwoman set. Let's get to Mr. Freeze's Buggy. This is actually a better build than Batman's thing. There's a little cannon at the top. This is supposed to go in Mr. Freeze's hand, but I don't have anywhere to put it, so I usually put it at the top. This would be a fun Mario Kart build. There's no steering wheel, so don't know how he's powering or driving this. You have some gems in there. One goes in Mr. Freeze's hand, but I just tossed them both so I wouldn't lose them. It's a weak build, but you know, it's kind of just like a meme at this point. He could hold the gun and, you know, I don't know, but I do like the colors on it. It does look nice. So here's Batman's Buggy, and my goodness. There's a big old flame protruding in the back, which I've never actually seen that flame piece before. I kind of wish I had more orange on it, but I think some pieces are, you know, different. Kind of like how those ghost legs in Ninjago, sometimes you had like more blue and like trans neon yellow, but there's a wing on the back which is only attached by the flame, so if you want to remove the flame while you're taking off that wing in the back. That blue piece is honestly kind of unexcusable. I don't know why they thought that was good. Batman has a steering wheel, and he also has like a grappling hook here, which is pretty cool. This vehicle is really weak, but you know, there's like no real good angle of it. That big wing in the back is just awful. So let's move on to a better set, which is Robin Scuba Jet, The Hunt for Penguin. So here we have Robin Scuba Jet, The Attack of Penguin, which I think is actually what it's called. One of the two. This is one of those instances where the hero vehicle is much lamer than the villain vehicle. So let's look at Robin Scuba Jet. Actually, you do get Penguin's umbrella, and you also get a diamond for him. You don't get those Batman gadgets because it's a Robin set. This is the only Batman set that did not include Batman in it. So here we have Robin Scuba Jet. I like that he gets another vehicle. I wish he had like a land vehicle, but this is pretty cool. It's a small build. I do like the big windscreen and the two little headlight guns there. I like the green like engines with like the little propellers on the back. There's another propeller here. I do like the Robin stickers there. There's a long story with this set. This was the last one I got because the person I bought off of Bricklink, the same person who I bought the Bat Tank off of, they did a terrible job with the stickers. And while I was removing the stickers, the stickers just like broke. They would just come off in pieces, and I couldn't find a sticker sheet because it was expensive and there was none at Bricklink at the time. So I had to get a used set and trust someone that they did a better job with stickers. I didn't apply stickers to any of these sets except the Harley Quinn set, but the stickers here were done very well for the most part. There's a few misses, but you also don't get any controls for Robin Scuba Jet, so I guess he just tries it with his mind. So here's Penguin Sub, and this is a bit bigger than the other one we talked about. This is the U99. I like the little sticker here. It's kind of comical, but I think it looks good as well. There's a sticker showing how many times he might have, escaped Batman. I don't know. Or maybe how many times he defeated him. I don't know. This sticker wasn't the best applied, but here's a window. There's the same on the other. There's a spot for Penguin at the top. This set actually did have flick missiles, you guys. This is when they introduced them in 2008. There's also one of the bigger missiles on the back that still shoots. I do like the coloring of these propellers on the back, and you get little feet there. I think this is a pretty strong vehicle, and I like how it's on those little slide pieces so you can kind of move it about easier. Have the flick missiles there. You can take this off without breaking it. Let me put this back on, sorry. Inside we have a few more stickers, and we have a little control panel for Penguin. You can put them on those little jumper pieces. It has a fair amount of room. You can put some of his accessories in there if you don't want to, hold them. But this was overall a pretty decent set. So let's move on to the Harley Quinn Hammer Truck. So here we have Harley Quinn's Hammer Truck, and this set was honestly one of my favorites that I never got. This set was also the only one I bought new because I couldn't find it for a used price that was good, and they didn't do a good job with the stickers, so I tried to find it new. I found it was like $120, which is crazy. The box was open. It didn't come with the instructions, so I had to buy those. I know you can get them on online for free, but I wanted a physical copy. So let's start with the Bat Cycle because Harley Quinn's is the star of the show. So this is actually a pretty decent build. I really like, some of the angles are really good, but I like the different wings they used in the back. This has flick missiles. It looks better without them, and I do like the exhaust in the back. There's a few things that I don't really like. The main thing is this blue and red piece down here. Oh well, yeah, these pieces all come in black, so they would look better. The yellow doesn't bug me. It's just that blue that doesn't look good, and the red here doesn't look good, especially those axles there. But if you can look past that, it's a pretty good vehicle. You can adjust the little bat wings here. The exhaust can go how you want to adjust them. And see, even here we got the Ukrainian flag just being exposed here, and also has one sticker. That sticker is actually pretty hard to center, so I actually had to put stickers on. So here's Harley Quinn's Hammer Truck, and this is a fun one. Although my biggest complaint with this is the fact that they have stickers that go over multiple pieces, like here, 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 here. This one doesn't go over multiple pieces, but it's really hard to line up, and there's also it goes over a hole. So you can you actually can't do that. Well, you can this is really hard to showcase. You can kind of see the sticker going in there because it's like right by a hole. And it's kind of hard to, I don't know. My OCD is killing me, but I did my best to center it. So I really like this truck because it has like that checkerboard Harley Quinn like mannerisms or like characteristics to it. Just like the Two-Face set, it's kind of hard to do double colors because they don't dual mold stuff. So the only thing I really don't like is this sticker here because it goes over a black piece. I think if I were to mod this, I would do like a 1x3 red tile here and then a black one there. I think that would look a lot better. We do have some weapons in the back. We have a Harley Quinn hammer, which doesn't want to come out. You can just put this in Harley Quinn's hand. And then there's a little crate with 4 gems and a gun back there. You can remove this, but it doesn't really look complete with it taken off because you can see the axle for the hammer. There's some flick missiles here. I don't know why they're green, but the stickers here really add the flavor here. We got a Joker card. We have a hit me button. We have an awesome license plate that says I love Joker. And I do like the taillights there. Another thing I don't like is when you see the seat here, you can literally see right through the vehicle. I really wish that was fixed. I can get over this here, but I think that should be fixed. So the main feature of the set is there's a little knob or like a little turn crank thing in the back that you can turn, and it whacks the bat. If you look in the pictures of the set, like if you look at the box art, they kind of do a little bit of false advertising with this hammer. They make it look like this stick or this axle piece goes out farther so the hammer goes out because it shows it trying to hit Batman, but it's really close to the vehicle compared to the box art. So it's kind of false advertising. I do like the spoiler here. Just a real nice vehicle for Harley Quinn, and you also get like the engine in the front. I just think it's just a big old monster truck. I kind of wish it had suspension, but overall, a really nice vehicle. So let's get into the last Batman set, which is the Tumbler Joker's Ice Cream Surprise. So the very last Batman set we were gifted in 2008 was the Tumbler Joker's Ice Cream Surprise, and they really went all out with this one. The last sets were kind of based off of the Dark Knight movies, even though the figures, or some of the figures, aren't really from the movie, like Harley Quinn or the Penguin, but they designed the Batman figure to look like the Dark Knight one, just the Christopher Nolan films. But in this case, we have the Tumbler, which is actually, in the Dark Knight. But we also have the ice cream truck, which isn't in the movies, but it's an awesome Joker vehicle. So we have some accessories. We have the bang gun, which this is actually supposed to be like dark green, but when you put it on the set, it looks brown. I like the one from the Joker's aerial assault set better. You also have some popsicle pieces because the main scheme of the set is Joker is selling laughing gas, poisonous popsicles to the public, and Batman needs to stop him. So let's look at this vehicle. This is a very well done vehicle. There's lots of stickers here, but they really make this set. I did get this one used, but it had a new sticker sheet, thank goodness. I love the stickers. That says Uncle Joker's Ice Cream Surprise. Same thing on the side. That says Venom. It's actually on a 2x6 brick, so you put two stickers on the same brick and it just goes across here. I love the engine in the front. It really looks nice. Like, if you could take those stickers off and actually make like an ice cream truck. This is my favorite part of the set. It says I Heart Gotham on the back, and there's an ice cream menu. If you look closely, it says ice cream, soda, Smile X popsicle, old-fashioned Venom flavor, and rigor mortis soft ice, which I think is just an awesome Easter egg. It's really hard to see, so I had to zoom in. So the main feature with this is you open up the doors in the back, and I really don't have a nail for this. There we go. You open the doors in the back, and you push on the ice cream, and, well, there it is. There's your little missile. The newer missiles. It shoots out the back. Oh, and there's also an ice cream license plate there. So here's the ice cream. If you watch the Space Police stop motions, this was used on Frenzy's ice cream stand. You got the little speakers for music. Joker can clip on here, so that's why that's there. Let's look at the interior here. There's a steering wheel. My focus is bad. Oh my. There's that. And then there's like this little rubber piece here. I think it's just supposed to make it so this piece springs back. I don't really know what else it's for. It's kind of weird. It wasn't really needed, but this is a great vehicle. Just a fantastic vehicle. And you can also put that in your city. So the main draw of the set is the actual Tumbler. This is a monster vehicle. These stickers were really hard to place. I didn't do the best job with this one. These ones would like to peel off when I got this set the first time. They were really hard to put on, but I think I did a good job. So I really love this vehicle. There's a few things that do bug me, like the yellow, sticking out here. That's not a huge deal, but when you open the cockpit, the cockpit here, which you can actually do. You can fit 2 minifigures here, guys. And you have some windows on the sides. I don't like those tan cylinder pieces on either side, and I also don't like the blue. But of course you can fix it, and I'd prefer this to be black, and maybe have the seats be like a different color. But you can put 2 figures in there, and you can kind of see Batman through the window if he was in there. Same here. These are clear back stickers. The front's nice. This is where the bat cycle would be from the Harley Quinn set, but so far Lego has not made a version where you can break the bat pot out. There's flick missiles on the sides, the new flick missile pieces at the time. I prefer to take them off, and you also have some little flaps here, which I do like. Lots of tiles, just, I don't know, it's not really consistent, but I think it works. And there's another missile in the back, which you can pull up, and then you actually have to manually fire this one. I have a lot of missiles to pick up after this video. You have 2 wheels on each side. I feel like there should be flames here, but I really like this vehicle. I think it's a really strong one. Putting Batman in here is kind of hard with this cape, but overall, just these sets are just so nostalgic for me, and I'm so glad I have them in great shape because these are sets I truly will cherish forever. And I hope you guys enjoyed the showcase. It's been an hour and it's been well overdue, but I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary and my personal thoughts. Also, the only thing I don't really like about the Tumbler is these axles on the sides that are exposed. But other than that, this is just amazing. And I also kind of don't like how there's like just like an empty spot where you could put a brick there. But other than that, I just really love these sets, and I really thank you guys for watching. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.